Welcome to Accelerated Solidworks 2025 Learning. I'm Kelvin Wee. This course provides a quick and clear introduction to common features of SolidWorks, sketch, part, assembly, drawings, and it is a free set of tutorials. Now, let us start our learning. In this lesson, I'm going to share the functions and usage of the sketch drawing tool. These sketching tools are lines, rectangles, slot, circle, arc, polygons, splines, ellipses, and fillets. First of all, we will introduce the straight line. We will click on the straight line, then click on dot in the drawing area, and then move to the blank space, and click the left mouse button again and press ESC to insert the sketching. Now we drag the line and we find that the first point coincides with the origin, so it is fixed and cannot be moved. And now the second point can be dragged freely. Now clicking on the line design tree area will pop up the sketch properties. Here you can add geometric relations. We click on the horizontal line to become a horizontal line. Here we can see the horizontal flag. The line has also changed from blue to black. If we click on this vertical again, there will be a red and yellow error message, and it is clear that the level and the vertical are in conflict with each other. Geometric relations. Now we can delete a relation from an existing relation in the property box, or select the numeric flag of the line and right-click to find delete, thus deleting the relations. We select this line again and then click Fix It in the property box. This fix can fix the position of the line. Note that this endpoint is still blue. Click on the endpoint and we also set it to fix, and then select this line again and click it as a construction line in the property box, and the line will change from a solid line to a dotted line. The role of dots and dashes will be covered in more detail in future lessons. Next, click on the infinite line, and the straight line will extend all the way to both ends. If we want to cancel these commands, we can do so by clicking the undo button or by using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+G. Next, we click on the submit button in the upper right corner of the sketch window to confirm the sketch operation. If we click the exit button, we will not save the edit of the sketch, and the sketch will be grayed out and cannot be edited. If you want to edit the sketch again, you can directly right-click on the sketch or right-click the sketch in the design tree and click Edit Sketch in the pop-up menu to edit it again. As a side note, if you accidentally click the mouse wheel button while sketching and can't look at the sketch, use the normal tool button in the view orientation described in the previous lesson to look at the sketch. Next, let's talk about rectangles. In the last lesson, we used the center rectangle commands. In this lesson, we are going to talk about corner rectangles. Click the triangle button next to the rectangle icons and select the corner rectangles. We determine the first endpoint of the drawing plane. Then click again to determine its second endpoint, and the rectangle is established. Two of the sides of these rectangles are horizontal and two are vertical. Note that when we look at the sketch, when we first draw it, we don't actually have a size. We can still drag the edges of the rectangle with the mouse. This is how the sketches of the SolidWorks are drawn, and then dimension constraints are added. We can click on the Smart Dimension button in the Sketch tab, or we can activate the Smart Dimension button with a mouse gesture. While holding down the right mouse button and moving the mouse slightly, the arrow will appear with 4 shortcuts functions. In this case, the mouse can move up to enter the smart dimension. We can notice that the lower right side of the mouse arrow shows that size of icon, indicating that we will have entered the function of this dimension. And now determine the position size of this rectangle by dimension. And after the length, width, and position of the rectangle relative to the origin are fully constrained, the rectangle will change from blue to black. In general, we need to constrain the sketch completely. After the dimensions are added, we can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out of the drawing area to make it easier to view the sketch. Or we can hold down the Control key on the keyboard and hold down the scroll wheel key at the same time to move and observe the window. The mouse gestures I just mentioned is my usual shortcut button. In addition to the size, there are also straight lines, rectangles, and circles. And we once again use the mouse gesture to activate the rectangle. You can see that this is a 2-point rectangle, which is actually exactly the same as the last operation. And press ESC to exit the rectangle tool after drawing. If you want to delete the rectangle you just drawn, select the rectangle and right-click to delete the shape. Okay, let's talk about circle. By default, in the Sketch tab, is the center circle. Click on the center circle, and then make sure that the first point is the center of the circle, and then click on the second point to determine the edge of the circle. Once the drawing is complete, exit the drawing via ESC. Just now we click on the circle in the Sketch tab to enter the circle. We can also go directly to the center circle through the mouse gesture, and the second drawing method of the circle is the perimeter circle. We can also see that this icon is very intuitive. By 3 points to determine the circle, we click on the perimeter circle in the view area to determine its first point, then the second point, the third point, so that the perimeter circle is drawn. These are the 2 ways to draw a circle. And now use dimensions to constrain its positions and size. Use mouse gesture to activate smart dimensions. Click on the edge of the circle to mark the diameter of the circle, and fully constrain it by marking the position of the center of the circle. Next, let's learn the slot. Place the mouse on the icon of the slot. The software prompts a straight slot, and you can also observe the system prompt to learn how to draw it. Click on the straight slot. Click the left mouse button on the blank space of the sketch, and then move the mouse. If it moves horizontally or vertically, the system automatically defines it as a horizontal or vertical slot. A yellow horizontal or vertical icon appears on the right side of the pointers, meaning that a horizontal or vertical slot is now drawn. Click one more point to determine the second endpoint of the slot, and the third point to determine the size of the slot. Again, the size of the slot is determined by dimensioning it. In addition to the straight slot just drawn, there are also center point straight slot, 3-point arc slot, and center point arc slot can also be drawn by learning the system prompts. I'm sure you have found that every step is intuitive, and I'm not going to waste time here to introduce them one by one. So let's hurry up and introduce the arc below. We will hover the mouse over the button of the arc. Observe the prompt of the system. First determine the center of the arc, then determine the 2 endpoints of the arc. Click the icon to start drawing. In the blank area of the sketch, click on the center of the circle Determine an endpoint, move the mouse, the arc will start to be generated. Click the arc again in the appropriate position and the arc will be drawn. Let's introduce the tangent arc. Click the triangle button on the right side of the arc to find the tangent arc. Click the default button of the arc at this time. Become a tangent arc. We hover over this button and observe the system prompt that starting point of the drawing must be at the end of the existing line segment. And in this case, the drawn arc will be tangent to the existing line segment. Now to demonstrate, find the line you drew at the beginning, click on the endpoint, then move the mouse to look at the previous shape. Click on the second endpoint of the arc to determine the arc, and then the tangent arc is drawn. This icon is the tangent sign. Next, let's learn about the fillet. Click the fillet button. Find the rectangle you have just drawn. Click on the corner of the rectangle, and you can see that the yellow preview line. In the property box on the left, you can enter the radius of the fillet, and after click OK, you can see that the corner of the rectangle become an arc tangent to the rectangle. Here is the tangent sign. Here is the radius size. Let's take a look at the triangle button next to the fillet. There's also a chamfer button here. Try the chamfer function. Click on the corner of the rectangle. It will generate a chamfer with an equal side on both sides. You can also set the property of the chamfer in the property box, so I won't go into more detail here. There is also a less common but more important tool, point. We find the button for the point in the lower right corner. In the sketch generation, this point is the smallest geometric feature. Sometimes the point is used as a center point of the circumferential array. The center of the circle we drew earlier is actually a point. The corner of the rectangle are also a point, and the end of the line is also a point. The above describe the sketching features commonly used by Solidworks. And if you found this lesson helpful, please give it a thumbs up. The tutorial is not easy, and your likes are the greatest support for me. In fact, the prompts of the software are enough for us to quickly master this tool. So I will not introduce the relatively rarely used functions such as polygons, splines, and elliptical text. Now you can delete the sketch you just made and start making some random sketches yourself to familiarize yourself with the tools. We can use this software to easily solve high school geometric problems. And we can also draw some patterns or logos you want and try to study every functions. Now that you have familiar with the sketching features, we will learn how to edit sketches and practice advanced sketching in the next lesson.